Drum roll, please. We are now introducing our CMS bot. So this is Metro's digital marketing game changer. And why do we say that? Because we've created a new way for you to offer professional business websites as well as digital advertising all in our platform that we've created. So I was going to show some slides, but instead of showing slides, what I'd like to rather do is show you a live presentation of how these business websites do work. So I'm going to switch over now to our website. So hopefully everyone's able to see the website here. This is cmsbot. Again, this is a product of Metro. We've developed this to try to make it very simple for publications, media companies to build out websites without needing a developer, as well as even a designer so much to create parts. But you will have a designer in the end that you can, update it with images that you choose to upload to these sites. So without further ado, I'm going to actually create one of these sites in front here live, and it shouldn't take us more than a minute to actually create a site. So you first click a try it now button. I'm going to show this verification code, and this verification, as you can see, I'm not logging in. I'm not using a credit card, as well as there's no cost for me to do a 3-day trial. Now, if you're part of our partnership with these digital marketing websites, you will have access to the same link that you just saw here, with the exception that it actually will count to your website builder, meaning that it will know that it was created on your website. It is your client. You build them out. You also have the ability of changing how many days the trial will last. So it doesn't have to be 3 days. We like things fast, so we said 3 days. But you can give them a week for them to try it out. And again, the trial is actually the full-blown website builder, as well as the back-end system, and also the ad builder that we have all built into here. So all I do is enter my verification code, and the site starts building its way through. So now this is just a teaser, but we are working on a contest website that's very similar to the way this business website setup is. So that will be coming soon. We're hoping that at least by the third quarter, we'll have those live. But let's go into a business website. So the first part of building a business website is actually just entering a business name. So here I'll just, again, you'll see that I focus a
Dan,
lot of food.
can I stop you for a little bit? Is there any,
Sure.
you can make your screen a little bigger?
I can't make this part so much bigger.
Okay, gotcha. That's fine. Okay.
Okay. So again, business name, I'm just going to put Dan's Pizza Restaurant. And then, of course, I'm going to look. We have 24 different business categories here, and we will be adding more. Each one of these has been already pre-filled with photos, marketing content. So it does take us a little bit, but if you guys find anything that's missing here that you would like to be added here, we certainly can add that fairly quick. So I'm selecting restaurant, and this is pretty much the first step. The next part is choosing a color. So I'll just choose this maroon color here. And then the next part is choosing photos. So part of being a Metro subscriber is that you do have full back of Metro with 100% royalty copyright with each one of these photos. So everything that you're seeing here is part of the Metro library that you can actually just download straight from Metro, but we've actually put that all coordinated for you based on business categories so then you don't have to. But again, if you find something on Metro that you would like to add to the site, you certainly can do so. So now I'm going to select 3 photos that relate to my business restaurant that I'm doing here. I'll do that first. And again, it's an Italian restaurant. So let's just get some spaghetti and meatballs there. And then let's just say I don't find anything here that relates to my restaurant or business. I can just click here to reload more. So we do pre-populate this with a lot of photos. So as you keep clicking, click more, it's trying to find more photos that do relate to the business. So here's another photo of a pizza. I'll use that. And that's it. We've just completed our first website. So if any of you did use that QR code in the beginning when I presented the QR code, you could have done everything that I just did there on your mobile device, and you would get the same results. You'll also see that it is mobile responsive. So as you can see here, now that we've created the website, you do get this little guy bot that's going to tell you a little bit more about what we've created. So what we did was we've taken everything that you just submitted and we've added a little bit of sample content so that it gets you up and running. And then of course, if you ever want to change anything on the site, we do have a dashboard that I'll show you how that works as well. So now let's just see how the business website looks. So again, first impressions, as I mentioned, is everything. And I think that's what we're getting here is a great first impression. You'll notice that we have a type font here for Dan's Pizza Restaurant. I can actually change that in the backend system. We have some wording here that's a marketing headline promo that makes sense for a business restaurant, as well as we even have about information here, along with a photo gallery that's loading at the bottom. So all of this was just created in under a minute. And then, of course, like I said, you can change all of this through our backend system. So that backend system is our dashboard. So again, bot comes back onto the screen just to give you a little heads up of what you can do here. And it's telling you that you can add menu, coupons, events, as well as other things. So let's just jump right in. And we also put this little alert up here. So again, I just want to remind everyone that we've simplified the whole process. Everything that you're seeing behind, well, what you're seeing here, behind all of this, there's a lot of development that's made so that it looks as simple as it is. Because again, we're trying to create something that makes it simple for all of you to create a site, or your client can manage their own site. So either way, the point is that you would like to have a nice business website without spending time in development, or again, your clients don't want to spend the money as well. So you can modify menu and coupons. You can add that to your site. You can even put staff profiles. We even have a mail setup where anything that comes in through the contact will end up in your mail. And as I mentioned, you can change certain fonts, like for example, what you're seeing here. You can even upload a logo if you did have a logo for this website. But let's just say if I wanted to change a font, I could easily change that by looking anywhere at our 24 different variety of fonts that we have here for Google. So again, Dan's Pizza and Restaurant, and it changes the font on top. But you know what? I like how it was actually before, so I'll just go back to that. Also, you can change the color. As you can see, we have some color variations here. And now many of you will say, well, you know, there's other colors I'd like to use. Well, there are reasons why we are using these colors. And one of them is because of Google SEO. And yes, Google is going down to the color of a website to start ranking sites by SEO. And I'll show you how that plays in part later. But again, if I want to change the color here, I could simply just click in orange and it will change the entire site to that color. But again, let's just go to a dark brown and now we have that color. So going back to the dashboard, as you can see, this little bot stays there. It just tells you some information. It's telling me that on April 6th, we're going to be, our trial will end. So basically what will happen then is that the whole site will turn like a gray, like a little gray color, and then it will show whoever the contact newspaper was, their contact information if that user would like to go live. So other parts to the site, you can change slides. You can even see analytics. So for example, while we were on this, obviously we only went to the homepage once, but it does show that we have one page view. So why do we have this? We've tried to simplify the best way for your customers to see analytics without sales reps having to generate reports through Google. So instead of running a report whenever your client calls, you can simply just say, hey, you got an analytic tool inside your website, go there and you can see right away. So again, this will play in part if anyone runs an ad, they can actually see how much traffic they received that day. So again, it's not going to tell you exactly who went on your site, but you will see if there's been action on your site. And that's the whole point. And I think that's what businesses want to see. They want to make sure that their business website is working. So going back to the dashboard, here's the last part I'll go through. There's so many great things on the site, but I think this is one that does relate to all of us. So web ads. Web ads are difficult to create when you have to resize them and make them, but we've tried to create a new way for you to do that using these sites. So we're taking all the data that was actually inputted and you'll be able to create a web ad with that. So what I'll do is I'll show you in less than a minute how easy it is to create a web ad. So first you need a headline. So sticking with the bot theme, I'm going to go with a headline. Let's just see. Uh, Pasta La Vista deal. So again, Terminator was a bot, so let's just stay with that. I could change the font style. I'll just stay with the sans serif. And then I can also add a blurb. So here's the blurb. And you'll notice too, it does tell you how many characters are left. And there's reasons why we're doing all of this. And again, it's so that it's self-contained within the ad and it doesn't look awkward. It's a bit difficult to do something like this on the fly, but we were able to do it. And again, you can always have a designer later on modify it through Photoshop. We're going to choose to have a click here link. I'm going to have my address and phone number. And because it is a Pasta La Vista deal, I do want to show some pasta here. So I'll look in here. And again, you'll see these are, again, all Metro photos, and they are all copyright protected for you. So let's just use this spaghetti and meatball. And once I've selected it, and again, if you don't want to use any of Metro images, we also have seasonal images that you can promote, for example, Easter, or you can even upload your own image. But for now, let's just stick with the restaurant gallery that we've created and selected the meatball. And once I do that, I submit that. And what's happening right now is the site is going to take all the information that we just entered and create the web ads for you. So as how a designer would design, and again, as I mentioned in my experience, I started off as a spec artist, so I do have a little bit of knowledge on how designers work with how to create these ads. So one way that you create an ad is by selecting colors that relate to the photo that you see here. So I've been able to find the colors, the best colors of the photo, and actually create an ad based off of those colors. And you'll notice here, it's got everything based on the colors. We even have a color palette so that you can see the range of colors that it chose. So these are different design styles that you can choose from. As you can see, you can select any of these as a web ad, and these actually will perform as a image. So you can download any of these ads by simply clicking the download button, and it will download it as an image. So again, just some examples. It's created 36 by us just putting that information. So going back to our site, I did mention that, let's just close off here. We have what's called created these sites in a certain template style. And so what that means is it basically will use the same layout for all businesses, but based on the images that you actually are seeing here, it will change the design of the site. So here's a barbershop website. It also has created a nail salon website. As you can see, they both look pretty different. Again, because it's utilizing different colors as well as a logo and different images, it does look like a different site. Here's a sample of a vineyard site.
Dan, now
Yes.
that we're out of creating the site, is there any way you can show these images a little bit bigger? The
Um,
websites?
I don't, let's see. I can't right now unless if I show the entire desktop.
Okay. It's just, it shrunk, your screen shrunk down a little, that's all. But it's okay.
Okay. So going back to these sites, you'll notice that they all, again, look different, even though they do have a different design style here. And again, one of the reasons why we do use this template is because we are creating these sites for Google to rank us much higher than just normal sites out there. And so I'll show you an example of one of the rankings. So as you can see here, this is what's called page speed insights. So what I would recommend for all of you, if you're trying to gain business with businesses that have websites and you feel like they're not good, you can actually run what's called a page speed insight. This is Google's way of testing out websites to see if they actually pass the benchmark of what they expect. So as you can see here, we've actually surpassed those marks. Once you see green, you know you're ready to go. So it's a very, very hard thing to do to get these numbers in green. As you can see here, it's an 84. And why is it an 84? As you remember, I mentioned before, Google looks at colors. And so This is an 84 only because the color is slightly off of what Google asked for as a color, and that's the reason why it's an 84. So we can modify that to try to get it a little bit higher. But for a design sake, I chose, hey, I do want the site to look good. And so that's the reason why we're not using a darker green for the site that's recommended here. So as I'm showing the site here, you'll notice it's called Honey Badger Landscaping. It's a website, and this website is actually a live website. This site was sold by the Daily Sentinel. I'll give you a little real world example of what happened here. So I did show Daily Sentinel, the product of the CMS bot. They went out on a Monday to show the site. The owner of this company actually built the entire site on their phone. And within a week, they were live on the site. They were able to update what they needed to on the site, as well as we were able to help them link their domain name to the site that you're seeing here. So again, that was the Honey Badger landscaping website. And again, kudos to the Daily Sentinel for selling that so quickly. And I believe they have a few more coming along the way. Here's just Rick Craig, who's publisher at the Daily Sentinel. This is his testimonial for us in regards to our CMS bot. And he says, we're seeing huge potential with CMS bot for boosting our digital sales. It's priced well, so we can make a good profit and add marketing bundles for our clients, so everyone wins. Rick, again, thank you for the testimonial, and I look forward to working with you more with creating more of these sites.